Hi guys. Well, I'm back to share a little journal with you. Now, I was talking with Raelie from Crafts from My Dungeon, and I'll put the link to her YouTube channel down below. Raelie is a fellow Aussie, and she's also a recycler like me. So we kind of had that similar kind of style. Now, we were talking in one of her live streams one day, and I don't know how it came about, but somehow I had agreed to do a lacey journal with her. So this is a long time ago. Now, of course, she finished her journal straight away, but mine was a bit of a work in progress. It started off pretty white and lacy, but somehow ended up dark and coffee dyed and grungy. So Raelie will also show her lacey journal on her YouTube channel. I'm not sure if she's uploaded the video yet, but it will be there in the next day or two. So I'll put the link to her channel, and if you subscribe and hit the notifications bell for her channel, then you'll see when her video comes up. And anyway, I'll do a quick flip through. So, like I said, I don't know if this classes or qualifies as a lacey journal, but it's all I've got. Lace is not my thing. I have a lot of lace, but it always ends up getting coffee dyed and cut up into little pieces for clusters. I have trouble using lace. I'm just not a pretty lacy journal type of gal. Anyway, so this is the cover, and it's got a few layers. Oh, it's a soft cover. It's got a few layers. Now I've started off with just it's a fabric sample that's quite thick from one of those fabric sample books. It's like upholstery fabric. And then I've put some dyed lace on top, some netting, which I've also coffee dyed. Then on top of that, coffee dyed lace curtain, and this bit of burlap or hessian if you're in Australia. This is actually off a sandbag, like an actual sandbag. my son at work, he works on building sites, and often the sandbags, when they throw them out, he saves the ones that are in okay nick for me. So, and even those are pretty beaten up, so I like to use them. Anyway, get on with it. So the lace is layered, hanging over. I've actually put a word on here. Believe. That's a little metal piece that was on a broken piece of jewellery that I got from the op shop. You know how you buy those bags of broken jewellery? I don't usually use words. I find them a little bit cheesy. I know a lot of people love words, and don't hate me for it, but I just don't do the word thing. Yeah, it's just not my thing. But I do have a couple of little words kicking around that I do want to use up. So anyway, this is a coffee dyed heart that was part of a bigger table runner. It's cotton, and I've also coffee dyed that. Crazy stitched around it. Oops, I'm too close. Okay, and on the center strings, I've put some beads. It's a little heart, and this bead, it's kind of a weird shape. I called it a pretzel. They're the same colour. I'm not sure if they're out of the same set. And just some little beads on the top and bottom. Okay. Excuse me. Now this little journal will be available in my Etsy shop if you're interested, and the link to that is down below. Okay. It's got a single signature. It did get a little bit fatter than I had meant it to be. So that's the side. But it's not too bad because it's soft cover. You can squish it together. Yeah. Okay, let's get on with it. Excuse me, I've got a bug in my throat today. Okay, so the lace from the front cover hangs over the edges all the way around to give it a bit of a messy look. This is some coffee dyed eyelet trim or eyelet lace, I'm not sure what you call it. It's got ribbon threaded through the top. And that was off, I think was off like a big quilt cover or doona cover or something like that I chopped up. And I've just sewn that on, and in the pocket, this is not a vintage postcard, it's just a blank postcard, like a replica that somebody sent me in a happy mail. I can't remember who, but I think it says on here Merry Xmas and Happy New Year, so good timing for Christmas. And a little envelope. Janine, I think you might have sent me these little envelopes, or Denise, one of you two, can't remember. I've had them for a while. I've been hoarding them because look how cute they are. This year, when I say this year, I mean 2023, I'm going to start trying to use up all my stuff. Too much stuff. Okay, in here, I know this is weird, but I've just put this delicious little piece of coffee dyed paper because it's been kicking around in my scrap box for a while and it's just so nice and grungy. Actually, I think this was one of the pages out of my alien skin papers. That's right. If you didn't see them, I'll put a link to that video below. I made some alien skin papers, kind of an accident, and I think that was part of one. Scrap left over. I just put it in there because it was cute and nice and I had to put something in this envelope. Okay, so that's in there. The front page, this is a coffee dyed, quite a heavy coffee dyed paper that I have stitched some wedding dress lace on top. So this is actually, it's decorative tulle. This is tulle here, and it's got like an embroidered kind of flower, machine embroidered flower on it. Isn't it pretty? And I've let it hang over the edges. Okay, so I've used a dark brown zigzag stitch around that just to make it look a bit more grungy. Coffee dyed accounting paper. Now this is embellished, but there's still lots of, blank pages for writing. This is coffee dyed music page, just with a bit of that eyelet trim. I've sewn these buttons on by hand. Had a lot of fun threading the needle because I'm so blind. And in that pocket, I've just popped, this is out of a 1951 Stanley Gibbons stamp catalogue. I often put these pages as pages in the journal because I love the look of them. But the page was a bit big. I didn't want to put it sideways or trim it down. So I've just popped it in here, and you can use that when you make embellishments or decorate your journal or anything like that. On the top of here, I've left the little holes on the music paper. This is some typing paper that I've coffee dyed. It's just so crunchy sounding. This is wedding dress lace that I've just cut as a page. I think lace on heavy coffee dyed paper, for me, it just looks so nice. Coffee dyed paper. That's coffee dyed grid paper. It's just got a little fold out. and a little fabric piece there. I've left a lot of the tails on the stitching, hanging out over the edge. Little piece of applique off a wedding dress. Just a bit of fabric under that and some stitching. This was out of some little book that I was given a while back. When I loved myself enough. Now, you know how I said I don't like little cheesy words on I know everyone uses them on ATCs and everything like that, but I'm not one of those girls that likes cheesy sayings and stuff like that. And this is basically a whole book of the author writing little things. When I loved myself enough, I quit trying to impress my brother. Anyway. Cute, but not my thing. But anyway, the pages they're glued into that book, so when you take them out, they're single pages. So I've just made a double page, and you'll see another one further on in the book. Just a little butterfly stamped there, and some little coffee dyed lace, eyelet lace or something. Look, I call it that. I don't know if that's the proper name for it. Anyway, I had coffee dyed a whole piece of it, and I've just sewn it on as tabs. This is also off a wedding dress, really pretty, and it was a long strip. A long time ago, I rescued some wedding dresses. I bought them from the Salvation Army. They were going to dump them. Anyway, I've got a whole story about that on a video that I did ages ago. And I'll put a link to that down below if you're interested in seeing the, the great big mounds of them. Anyway, I sold a few. I cut some up for packs. I gave a few away to subscribers that I love. And the rest, I've kind of cut some up. I've still got a few whole dresses as well. And I've just been using them here and there. Like I said, I don't use a lot of lace. So you'll see little bits pop up here and there. So this was a long piece that I unpicked. And I've wrapped it around the page. You'll see the other side further on in the book. And I've just made it a pocket. And in that, this is an original. You know, I don't print digitals, so if you're new to my channel, I don't use digitals. I'm not a fan of them. I know a lot of you like them and make them, so don't be offended if I say I don't like them. It's just not my thing. I'm a recycler. I like to rescue rubbish. I use cereal boxes and book pages mostly, you'll see in my videos, but these were a bunch of envelopes that my father gave me. He's a lifelong stamp collector, and he gave me a whole bunch of original envelopes. So there's no letter in here, and it's been cut from the top, but it's the original stamp. It's a 1958 stamp. Actually, it must be earlier because I think I looked it up and I saw 1958 stamp, but the date stamp on here, it's postmarked 1956. So they may have had a few runs of that stamp over the years. And it's addressed to, I don't know if you can see that. I'm very blind, but looks like M. Leslie Kirkley, Oxford Committee for Famine Relief in Oxford. Britain Forces Post Office on the back. Anyway, I love these. This one's typed. A lot of them are handwritten. So I thought you may enjoy that. 1956, and I've popped that in there. And it was the perfect size for this lace pocket. Some more heavy coffee dyed papers. This is a page out of a Greek Bible, actually. Someone said, I had a page of this in my previous journal, the last journal I made. And yeah, someone confirmed it's a Greek Bible. The writing, the script font it's just really beautiful. So I haven't covered it up again. I've just left it is. The paper's really thin, cream colour, really nice. This is just a belly band made out of a book spine. I've got a whole bunch. Actually, this was the same as the last journal I made. I've got a bunch of 1935 encyclopedias that I've started turning into journals. And this was one of the book spines that came out complete for once. It didn't rip apart. So I left it exactly as is and just made a belly band out of it. And I've just got little collage scraps of blank paper on packaging cardboard with a bit of book spine paper and gauze underneath, and just a little tiny applique off a wedding dress as well. Slipped into there. See, simple things like this. Simple, doesn't cost you anything, but I think looks pretty. Really pretty. That's some old ledger paper, actually. That's not coffee dyed, but look at the colour. Isn't it beautiful? It's like natural, creamy colour. Another bit of coffee dyed lace trim there, sewn. It's got some lace down the side. Coffee dyed dictionary. I've just folded that up to make a pocket with some lace along the edge. And this, I don't know if this is from some sort of game or not, but it's an original. Geo, I think you may have sent me these. Maybe not. Can't remember. But I've had them for a while now. I've hoarded them. I love original ephemera. In the center here, I've got an old map. This is from a 1931 German encyclopedia. And because the pages are quite thick, sometimes when you bend them, they crack along the fold marks. So I've glued down some masking tape, which I've just stamped with some script stamp along it, just to reinforce it a little. Look at that map. Isn't that beautiful? So nice. Actually, I should show one of those German encyclopedias. They're just really beautiful. I'll show one in another video. It's another piece of, it's an original as well. Geo, I'm pretty sure this was from you, along with that other little piece. Some lace along there. That's just some brown paper bag and scrap of coffee dyed paper that I've stamped just to cover up the back of the coffee dyed dictionary. This is some wedding dress lace as well. I've just stitched. Actually, I've folded it over the page so that there's a piece on each side. Just a little flip. It's that ledger page. There was some pages with writing on that old ledger page, but this one it's only got a couple of words there. Actually, I think this was the last page of that. It's another little tab, the Greek dictionary. This is the other side of that applique that I wrapped around and made a pocket. So you can see it was quite long. Where is it? So the length of the page, and I've just folded that bit over just as decoration. And I've also made that side a pocket, and I popped this in. This was just some of that junk ephemera that I made. I think it was my last video. It's just some sort of application out of a book with scrap paper, stamp, just extra writing, a little extra writing space. It's another little quote out of that book. When I loved myself enough, I began to taste freedom. See, it's cute. It's just not my thing. Yeah, so those were single pages. So I've just folded one over the other and glued it down to make it into a double page. This here is just a little tag with some coffee dyed tablecloth or curtain or something, and a little coffee dyed doily stitched along the top. And underneath, this is just all little tiny blank scraps out of my scrap paper box glued down, so you can write on that side and then write on the other side. And I'll just paper clip that in. It's another little flip out, coffee dyed grid paper, just some wedding dress topped with a bit of lace, coffee dyed curtain, little flower. Other side of the lace page. I love how this paper sounds, the typing paper, so delicious. That's a little coffee dyed paper bag that I've put some lace over top, and just another little tag that's been collaged with tiny little paper scraps, butterfly out of an encyclopedia, and that's on food packaging cardboard. And that's the lace on top, little flowers. It's a bit shimmery, the lace, but I don't know if it shows up on camera. Oh, this is a reproduction. It looks like a photocopy on photo paper of a little postcard. Someone sent me this in a Happy Mail. I think they had cleaned their desk and sent me that. I can't remember who sent it though. I've had it for quite a few years. Just papers, 2 bits stitched together to make a full page. And that's the back. And in the back pocket, just put a little card. It's like a greeting card. Can't read where from. Can't remember where I got that. Probably op shop somewhere. Anyway, that's my little lacy journal, or my attempt at a lacy journal. I have used lace Raelie, so I think it kind of counts. I may attempt to make a lacier one without the grunge. You know, like a pretty lace journal, if you know what I mean. But I do like grungy and lace together. I think heavy coffee dyed papers and lace, it's the best matchup. Anyway, that's it. And that's available in my little Etsy shop if you're interested. And yeah, link down in the comments box. Pop over to Raelie's channel. Her video will be up in the next day or two. It may be up by the time I get my video up. And that's it. Thanks for watching.